Hey, what's going on YouTube? John Lee here with another video for you. Welcome back if you're a member of my community. If not, you should consider subscribing right now. So in this video, I just wanted to take a look at some of the data, follow the science from the CDC website. I couldn't actually find like a cdc.gov that had the statistics. There was this long URL that you can see up top here. So I've got it pulled up on the screen. I just thought maybe you guys might like to follow along and take a look at basically what they're showing as of February 18th, 2022. I found some really insane information on here, and I think that, I just want to use my channel and my platform to actually spread awareness that is not misinformation. And so it's funny with the whole Joe Rogan thing about how, like he said, what was considered misinformation, spring of 2020, fall of 2020 is now, everyday information that's considered fact. But here, take a look at some of these statistics. Let me know what you think. Drop your comments below. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button for me and ring the bell for notifications. Just helps push videos like these out to other viewers like yourself. The YouTube algorithm thingies. So you can follow along, you don't have to, but let's just take a look and go through a little bit of what's on here as of today. This is just my opinion. It's not my opinion, this is actually what I'm seeing on here. But I think that it's interesting the way the CDC and the far left has turned all of this into an agenda and a narrative, of control and, nullifying our God-given rights. And I think that it's time that everybody, takes a real serious look at this. It's all been coming out in the open. The Freedom Convoy up in Canada started a big wave all across the world. And I think it's time, I just think it's time that the woke wake up and see that the rest of the country and the rest of the world is tired of the masks, they're tired of the mandates, they're tired of the tyrannical overreach of the government, and they're tired of the fear mongering and messing with our kids. I knew that would be, the straw that broke the camel's back, is when they started messing with parents and messing with their kids, thinking that they know what's best for their children and their families. This has got to stop. Let's take a look at what the data really suggests. Oh, let's see. The past 2 years have been difficult for everyone, especially children. Beyond causing sickness, the pandemic has triggered uncertainty and loneliness, disrupted social and physical activities, and upended daily routines. See, this is the thing that bothers me. Why? There's so many things on so many levels that bother me about this vaccine being rolled out within 7 or 8 months. No vaccine that we've ever had has been delivered to the general population, in less than 6 or 7 years. 2 months went by on the testing before this was rolled out to millions of Americans. Something should tell people, and it did. Told a lot of us, that's messed up. And we had a reason to, look for a second opinion. Whoops. We had a reason to look for a second opinion, and now that this is all coming to light, I'm sure a lot of people are glad that they did. Pardon me. This is the information that they're not talking about in mainstream media, and the far left doesn't want to consider any of this as fact, but it's right here on the CDC website. So, drop your comments, let me know what you think. I think it's crazy. Since the start of the pandemic, there have been more than 78 million COVID-19 cases and more than 926,000 deaths reported in the United States. More than 140,000 children in the United States have lost parents and caregivers to COVID-19. So immediately, right off the bat, they're trying to start pulling at your heartstrings. Oh, this is so bad. But as the truth and the studies and the facts came out, the thing that really bothered me is that, the people that were running these studies were claiming that they were ongoing. And so no one had access to any of the data from these studies. And so a lot of it, we're seeing declining. It was a booster, then it was a booster, fully vaccinated, booster, 8 shots later. Now we want to give it to your kids. You know what I'm saying? So there needs to be an end to this pandemic. And, people want their lives back, and they do want to return to a life as normal. They don't want to be controlled, and we're not going to have dictatorship and tyrannical, nonsensical bullshit. And really, it started when Biden took office. I hate to say it, but it's been a complete catastrophe, and I think every Republican and Democrat alike both understand what a failure this has been on so many levels. But now you're seeing an uprising of the people. When you start messing with people's kids and their freedoms, enough people are going to actually say something. I mean, look at Justin Trudeau in Canada just falling apart. I mean, this shit is crazy. But this is the stuff that we need to be talking about. This is the message and the narrative that we need to be spreading, which is, who cares what color you are? Stop using this victimization mentality of the far left to, as an excuse. How about this? Take some responsibility. Get your shit together. Do something about your life if you're unhappy with where you're at. It's not about where you're from, it's where you're going. Take some responsibility and some initiative. Guarantee you'll get your shit together way faster than complaining about why you didn't and how you couldn't. Take a look at some of these findings. They're just crazy. The findings of 2 new CDC studies suggest that the ongoing children's mental health crisis has gotten worse during the pandemic. So, locking everybody down, nobody talked about the damage that it could do to the kids. Everyone was making kids and the unvaccinated out to be these total fucking monsters. And it's really shameful. It's really damaged our children's mental health and physical health way more than we ever could have possibly imagined. But it looks like, we know this, and we're still pressing to vaccinate kids under 5 and make them wear masks and make everybody afraid of everything and the world around them all the time. It's really disgusting. So the findings from these 2 new CDC studies suggest that the ongoing children's mental health crisis has gotten worse during the pandemic. Both studies examined pediatric emergency department visit data from 2019 through January 2022. One report indicated that while pediatric emergency department visits decreased overall, the weekly number and proportion of ED visits increased for certain types of injuries, some chronic diseases, and behavioral health concerns. The other report shows that for certain types of injuries, some chronic diseases, The other report shows that adolescent females may have experienced the largest overall increase in distress. During these years, the proportion of ED visits from eating disorders doubled and tic disorders more than tripled in this group. Adolescent females also visited the ED more often for an increasingly wider variety of mental health conditions. Conditions such as these can be triggered by pandemic-related risk factors and made worse by pandemic-related reduced access to mental health care. So this shit was fucking everybody up. I mean, we all knew this shit, but in the name of freedom, in the name of safety, it wasn't in the name of freedom. They were taking our freedoms away, and liberties away one at a time, and by making everybody afraid and fear-mongering everybody into compliance with only 2 months of research and data testing this vaccine by the fall of 2020, and it's been rolled out to millions of people. And then not giving people, the adverse reactions and the data from any of the studies until just now. I mean, it's really quite ridiculous. While prolonged, man, I can't fucking read. So that's my problem. I guess that's my white privilege. While prolonged time at home could increase familiar support for some youth, it may have amplified challenges and stressors among other youth. These factors, as well as other pandemic-related stressors, could have created or added risk for mental health conditions and other behavioral health challenges. CDC supports efforts to promote the emotional well-being of children and adolescents by providing tools and resources to help increase access to children's mental and behavioral health services, and aid families and communities in creating safe, stable, and nurturing environments that help children thrive. So that this is fucking kids up. And we're still trying to, basically keep fucking the kids up. And then say, oh, but we provide resources and tools so that the kids don't get messed up, even though our data shows that we know that they do get messed up. So, but why aren't we talking about these studies? Why aren't we talking about some of these things that do actually matter? Why is shutting down the economy and shutting down the schools, the parenting, canceling all this culture, making no sense out of anything, tyrannical, far left, extreme bullshit in the name of safety, while totally fucking deteriorating our freedoms and our liberties. This shit's gotta stop. And they're teaching kids that pretty much you're racist if you're white, or you're, need to be canceled, or you're stand with swastikas. It was amazing watching the Canadian Parliament calling out Justin Trudeau, saying, hey, you need to apologize for this shit. The people have really had enough, and the facts are finally coming to light. The emails are coming out. The origins are coming out. There's tons of reasons why nobody trusted this, and there's tons of reasons, not just the administration, but the vaccine itself. And there's tons of reasons why they should be second-guessing the judgment and the validity of the research. I mean, that's what the scientific method is actually there for. So I just wanted to touch base on a couple of these points. To me, it really matters. If you have kids, it should matter. Even if you don't have kids, just being a citizen, your God-given rights. We have to be able to have difficult conversations, or we'll never get anywhere. So I just wanted to show you basically, we won't go into every detail about all of these, but here is on their page where you can find some of the vaccination data tracking. We'll come back up to some of these in just a second, but first let's just go over, as of February 16th, 2022, let's just, where we're at now. The current 7-day moving average of daily new cases, 121,665, decreased 43% compared with the previous 7-day moving average of 213,625. A total of 78,060,327 COVID-19 cases have been reported in the United States as of February 16, 2022. And it goes on to say there's 2 variants, Omicron and Delta. There's all these lineage of them, B1.1.529, BA.1, BA.1.1, .2.3. I mean, at this rate, they'll continue to fucking make up a booster and a booster, and about 18,000 shots that you have to get, end up having to get one weekly. And for what? The data is finally showing that pretty much everything that you have been told is bullshit. And that's not misinformation. That's the crazy thing to me. I probably risk being, deplatformed or demonetized at some point, by even sharing this. Is this misinformation? It's coming right from the CDC website. You tell me. Don't forget, drop your comments below, because, hey, that's what it's all about. Let's see, a total cases reported 78,060,327, an average 7-day of 121,665. A prior 7-day average, so it's gone down 43% in the last 7 days. Why are we still pushing for lockdowns and mandates when we've been seeing this? We've been seeing remarkable numbers with, Florida. So not every state did the lockdowns. Not every state. You see a lot of people that are pulling all these, the numbers are going down. They're pulling the restrictions back. So why are people like Biden and Trudeau still trying to push for these mandates of the truckers? It makes no sense other than just being tyrannical nonsense. Now they do tell you on here, the medium time frame for a specimen collection to sequence is about 3 weeks. So they're a few weeks unstable and unavailable. This goes into some information about the vaccinations. The U.S. COVID-19 vaccination program began December 14th, 2020. As of February 16th, 2022, 548.4 million vaccine doses have been administered in the United States. Overall, about 252.4 million people, or 76% of the total U.S. population, have received at least one dose of vaccine. About 214.2 million people, or 64.5% of the total U.S. population, have been fully vaccinated. About 92.2 million additional or booster doses have been reported in people who have been fully vaccinated. However, 50% of the total booster eligible population has not yet received a booster dose. As of February 16th, 2022, the 7-day average number of administered vaccine doses reported by date of CDC report to CDC per day was 516,988, a 12.6% decrease from the previous week. So people are getting tested, fewer times, because the numbers are going down. Why do we need this super large amount of control and such tight restrictions? It doesn't make any fucking sense. That's why people are saying, hey, fuck Joe Biden, fuck Joe Biden, fuck Justin Trudeau. It's insane listening to the parliament up in Canada. I've been waiting for the Freedom Convoy here in the United States. I'm sure a lot of people have. It's messages like these that have to fight the narrative of the extreme, far left, liberal Nazis. That's what they are. Here's some of the crazy data that gets me. As of February 16th, 2022, 95% of people ages 65 years or older have received at least one dose of vaccine, and 88.6% are fully vaccinated. For people ages 5 years or older, 80.8% have received at least one dose of vaccine, and 68.6% are fully vaccinated. Almost everybody, how they actually convinced the entire country and the entire world to take a vaccine that had only had testing done for 2 months is fucking beyond me. And really every single person that did that is kind of a fucking moron. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't take a vaccine. I'm just saying that you shouldn't take a vaccine that's only been tested for 2 months and there's no data that's been released on any adverse effects of it, for well into a year or 2 years. Yet you want all of our kids and all of our families and friends and workers and everyone in the entire country to be taking this shit, and in the entire world. But nobody knows where the fuck it came from, or if it actually came from Wuhan lab in China or not. Is this the China virus or isn't it? If you can't even tell us where it came from, and now it turns out with all this back and forth of emails with Fauci and whether or not, he was aware of all this. Are they trying to make people afraid to get second opinions? Are they denouncing other scientific opinions? There's a lot of shady shit that's going on. And, if you got something to say about it, be sure and drop a comment, because I know I'm not educated on this. I'm just an everyday guy, makes videos on YouTube. And if I know this shit is going on, of course everybody else knows this shit is going on. Here's other information. I don't know why everything is a race issue, but it's basically saying that out of all the ethnicities, Asian Americans are the highest vaccinated, African Americans are the lowest vaccinated, and the Hispanic has the lowest proportion. Okay, who cares? The whole point is they're keeping track of all of this shit, and does it really actually stop the transmission? All the masks, the mandates, all this shit, did it actually stop the spread? It slowed the spread. Did it stop? All they cared about was stopping hospitalizations and deaths, which was probably going to happen anyway for people that had underlying conditions. So it really was a scam, and it became completely politicized, and I'm hoping that that's the kind of woke that this country gets. They need to wake up, because if you don't see the bullshit that the far left is pulling, maybe you should move to California, because I'm so ready to move to Florida or Texas, either one. It's not even funny, especially when I get on here. And so basically we know that this kind of stuff, these lockdowns and things, can affect our children and their mental health and all of this stuff, yet we do it anyways. We don't, push for accountability. We push for victimizing ourselves and our entire country, and being afraid, and teaching our kids to be afraid of themselves and their peers and every single thing in the world around them. It's really got to stop. Otherwise, we won't survive as a species, and certainly not as a country. New hospital admissions, the current 7-day total average for February 9th to February 15th, 2022 was 8,642. This is a 28.8% decrease from the prior 7-day average of 12,142 from February 2nd to February 8th, 2022. So all these, the actual data all on the CDC website supports and shows that the cases are going down, It's probably just tapering off. We don't need these regulations. We don't need these restrictions. Follow the science, follow the data. There it is, right in front of you. The start of consistent reporting of hospital admissions data was August 1st, 2020. So you had from March all the way till August. Who even knows the validity of the testing? I have a lot of different theories on if it's testing positive on every single case, if you've ever had COVID, or if you are currently transmissible or infectious or communicable. I don't know what to believe. And that's part of the issue why a lot of people don't want their goddamn, kids fucking jabbed with something that nobody really knows what's going on. There's stuff that happens. We don't even know. We're just 2 years. 2 years. Usually vaccines aren't approved for 6 to 7 years minimum. 2 months. And we're approved. I'll tell you something, people. So they're saying while the numbers in kids hospitalized are decreasing, they're still at a high level, 4.1 per 100,000 for the week ending in January 29. The deaths are down 14.5%. Testing's down 4.52%. And that's, it's just crazy. The data is right there. Why the restrictions? Why the mandates? Why the masks? Why the psychological fucking bullshit fucking games? The division that this wedge has driven between everyday Americans, Republicans, Democrats, liberals, conservatives, is all under the watch of our President Joe Biden. Now, if this is something that you can live with, keep voting for a Democrat. If this is something that you want to see change, I would lean more towards a conservative or an independent party. Maybe we need an independent. I don't know. But I know as long as we have elected officials in there that are avoiding the actual facts and avoiding the data, our children, our society, our community, our families, our species is doomed. I'm John Lee. Don't forget, smash that like and subscribe button for me. If you like videos like these, I'm on to the next one.